Tonight at 6, a Proctor teen has been charged with criminal sexual conduct months after allegations surfaced about misconduct on the school's football team.
Plus, those in the child care industry are struggling. We hear from our local caregivers about what they need to make it through this COVID case surge.
And later, street snowboarding comes to downtown Duluth. A look inside the urban freestyle event happening this weekend.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. Thanks for joining us. We're following developing news tonight.
Months after allegations first surfaced, a Proctor High School football player is now charged with criminal sexual conduct.
And we want to warn you, some of what you're about to hear is graphic and disturbing. The 17-year-old's case, which is a felony, is being heard in juvenile court. According to court documents, he's accused of using a toilet plunger's handle to penetrate a teammate.
CBS 3's Rob Coles has much more on those allegations.
Well, Kristen Briggs, first, it's important to understand what apparently happened just a few days before the incident. Over Labor Day weekend, court documents show someone used the victim's Snapchat account to send an explicit photo to a group of Proctor football players. Some players responded saying the victim was going to, quote, get the plunger. Interviews with Proctor football players later revealed the plunger was often used as a joke in the locker room. Most often, it was the rubber end used to touch someone. But court documents indicate none of those previous incidents were sexual. But then, after practice on September 7th, the suspect allegedly approached the victim with the plunger. The victim tried to run away, thinking originally it was a joke. Now, eventually, the victim says one or more of the players tackled him outside, and the suspect used the wooden end of the handle to penetrate him. Later, the suspect said, quote, "I did it. I bet you didn't think I was going to do it." And although this all happened within view of a security camera, it wasn't working at the time. Investigators have not been able to track down any other recordings.
As Rob mentioned there, multiple people chased the victim down. However, authorities say they're not charging anyone else at this time. But they do say that police are still investigating and gathering new information.
They're asking anyone who knows anything or who may have a recording to come forward. And we have information on where you can do that on our website.
And tonight we learned the suspect will make his first court appearance on February 3rd. A motion is expected to be filed before then to move his juvenile case to adult court. CBS 3's policy is not to name juvenile suspects charged with the crime until their case gets moved to adult courts. However, we should note the suspect turns 18 next week. And a lot has happened in the months since these allegations first came to light. While the incident happened September 7th, it's unclear when it was first reported to Proctor Police. We first reported on the investigation on September 22nd, when the Proctor football team season was put on hold and then canceled just a few days later. That's also when the team's coach, Derek Parendo, announced that he'd be stepping down.
Through all of that, the school district kept its comment to a minimum, only calling the allegations, quote, student misconduct, and acknowledging the ongoing investigation. That prompted some Proctor families to protest, demanding answers from the school district and police, whose investigation continued for about 2 months. On October 27th, police turned their findings over to the St. Louis County Attorney's Office. They spent the next 2.5 months considering whether to file charges. Both police and the Attorney's Office say a lot of their work was hindered by rumors circling on social media. They continue to ask the public to let this judicial process play out. The Attorney's Office declined our request for an additional comment today. We also reached out to the school district and the former coach, but did not hear back. We will, of course, continue following this story and bring you updates as they come in.
Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, a lot of us seeing a decent amount of snow coming down tonight.
Yeah, right by the lake. That's where we're getting decent snow. For inland parts of our region, not that much. To the southwestern Minnesota, copious amounts. So we're missing one system and getting greased by, or grazed, if you want to use that phrase, by another one, which could keep going through tomorrow morning. And that's why we're facing a winter weather advisory for lakeside communities from Silver Bay to the Twin Ports over towards Ashland, through 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. 3 to 6 inches of snow could fall in that zone, and 5 to 6 inches has already fallen for some towns. I'll show you a chart on that in just a little bit, but right now we show you a chart of road conditions, which for lakeside towns on the north and south shore are not perfect. There are scattered slippery stretches abounding, so do travel cautiously tonight. Coming up tonight, a cool down, 5 below here in the Twin Ports, 20 below towards International Falls, 15 above on Saturday with sunshine, but it shall not last. Already by Sunday's another snow chance, and we'll talk about that one too coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, don't forget to grab your mask if you are heading out in Duluth today. The new mask mandate took effect at 5 p.m. Mayor Emily Larson enacted her emergency powers yesterday. The 30-day mandate applies to any indoor public place in Duluth, like businesses, restaurants, and entertainment facilities. The mandate does not apply to kids younger than 5 or child care providers. Larson says she consulted with the governor's office and health leaders to make the decision. They all say masks are one of the best tools we have to slow the spread of COVID. Hospital workers also backed the mayor's decision. The mandate is set to end February 12th at 5 p.m. Today, the Duluth City Council sent a joint letter showing their support toward the mayor's decision.
Changing guidelines, staffing shortages, and the pandemic.
All things proving to be an issue for the child care industry. Parents are frustrated and providers, they are exhausted.
CBS3's Larissa Millis spoke to state leaders and local child care directors about the problem.
Last 2 years during the pandemic have been just a roller coaster.
April Westman is the owner and director of Auntie's Child Care in Duluth. She says the pandemic has been difficult for her, the kids at her center, and her staff.
When the pandemic hit, it was like nobody was working. Everybody was kind of scared to be in childcare too. So for us, finding staff has really been a challenge.
Now, childcare licensing in Minnesota is changing. Centers no longer have to require kids or staff to quarantine if they come into contact with a positive case.
Widespread quarantines can place a real hardship on families and providers.
Minnesota Department of Human Services Commissioner Jody Harpstead says DHS made the decision to allow more flexibility for providers, but still encourages them to follow guidelines.
So our expectation is that providers will review their policies and procedures and align their efforts to follow COVID-19 guidance to the greatest extent possible.
Westman isn't sure how she feels about the change.
All this responsibility is now put on me, and I have to think about how to balance keeping parents at their jobs, keeping kids safe, keeping my staff safe and sane.
Westman says while the pandemic continues to rage on, kindness is the key.
It's really hard. The stress level has been high. Many people have left the field. We really can't afford to lose anymore. So just be kind.
Harpstead says centers will still have to follow other rules, including reporting any cases to MDH, notifying parents of cases, and isolating all children and staff who test positive.
People attending a UMD event, including some Bulldog hockey series, will soon need to prove they are vaccinated or have a negative test. The University of Minnesota system announced the new policy today. They're hoping it will stall Omicron cases and help suffering hospital staff. The policy includes all university events with 200 or more people. That means sports, theater, and musical performances, but not dining halls. It starts January 26th and lasts until February 9th. 2 Bulldog hockey series at Amsoil fall in that window, the men hosting Western Michigan and the women hosting Mankato. Any possible extension would be announced before the policy expires. And we mentioned you can also show proof of a negative COVID test. It has to be from a lab and taken within 72 hours of the event.
In Itasca County, hospitals are struggling to cope with full ICUs as many staff call out sick. County health officials are seeing more staffing shortages now than any other time during the pandemic. On a positive note, Grand Itasca Hospital started a program for an oral antiviral to help high-risk COVID patients. Officials say the best hope against severe hospitalization is to get the vaccine. The county's vaccination rate is at about 61%.
For the first time in department history, Duluth police are celebrating a special duo on their force.
Officer Maddie Robertson was among the DPD's 4 new recruits sworn in today. She just graduated with a criminal justice degree from the Fond du Lac School, and she says she's honored to serve her community. But perhaps the most special part of this new job is that she gets to tackle it alongside her mom. Angela Robertson has been a Duluth police officer for about 13 years now. Maddie says watching her mom lift people up who were struggling was a big driving force behind her career choice.
Following her path that she created for me and for other women in this career field is important to me.
Angela says today's ceremony was very meaningful to her, especially watching her daughter follow in her footsteps in this male-dominated profession.
I feel very proud, and I'm confident she will do a really good job. She's an amazing person. She's very strong, she's resilient, and she's very compassionate, and I think the department is really lucky to have her.
While in school, Maddie was a community service officer for 2 years. Her mom was named Officer of the Year back in 2011.
Very cool. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, Red Bull is said to give you wings, but what about a chance in taking part in Duluth history? We'll explain after the break.
And a little lake, in fact, it's giving us some snow closer to the lake. Inland areas, maybe not that much. We'll talk about how much snow can fall tonight and when our next round comes to call, coming up after our break.
Don't fight your car battery this winter. You need a battery you can trust. You need an Interstate battery. Outrageously dependable. You'll be back on the road in no time. Interstate Battery, the one stop for all your battery needs.
Do you suffer from lower back pain while standing or walking? Northland Anesthesia Associates is here to provide you with surgical-free pain relief. With a fellowship-trained and board-certified staff, they offer each patient a customized, effective treatment plan. Call today for the relief you deserve.
The big in-stock winter blowout sale is on at Slumberland Furniture. Get year-end savings on everything in stock. Over 20 different sofas in stock and ready to go. Over 50 accent chairs and recliners too. In-stock items can be in your home really fast, even just a few days in some areas. Plus, save an extra 30% off all clearance items in store. Huge store-wide savings. Everything is on sale and shipping is free. The big in-stock winter blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology, many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Nano hearing aids for just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get 2 CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-758-1647. Again, that's 800-758-1647.
Wake up! Whether you wake up early or get to sleep in just a little bit,
make Live Local CBS3 This Morning part of your routine.
We'll prepare you for any hazardous weather, maybe even approaching 6 to 12 plus inches.
Plus, report breaking news and updates from the most important stories happening in your neighborhood. Some breaking news, Superior Police are closing the Blotnick Bridge.
We're here for you and your mornings.
Right here on Live Local CBS3 This Morning.
NCIS.
NCIS Hawaii. We're practically family.
Want to be a team?
It's worth a shot.
Aloha. We're not hugging.
Been a blast.
Nice job.
A new NCIS followed by a new NCIS Hawaii. Monday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, our snow's been sassier, as I like to say, closer to the lake, thanks to lake influence. Inland areas for our region not getting that much. How much have we received here? Well, reports coming in from National Weather Service's storm report file have been a little bit on the thinner side. But what we do have includes 6 inches for 2 harbors, 5 inches for Silver Bay, 5 inches for the French River area. Twig, 3 inches. Hermantown, at least one neighborhood only reporting 2. Bayfield, just 1.5 inches. But the focus of our lake effect snow tonight will shift from the North Shore to the South Shore, and Bayfield by tomorrow morning likely will catch up to that. I'm thinking 3 to 6 inches in general will be the totals for lakeside communities, while inland towns might manage a trace to 1 inch at best. Current conditions, Duluth International Airport, it's 14 above. 80% is our relative humidity. Easterly, northeasterly winds going 14 miles per hour. Our air pressure at the surface is high at 30.52 inches of mercury, but there is a low to our west pushing clouds aloft that are giving us our snow, and then that easterly wind puts a touch of lake moisture into the deal, and despite a high barometer reading, we are getting snow. Current temperatures, 9 above from Watersmeet to Ironwood. Northern Wisconsin, the range is going from 12 in Hayward to 17 on the Point, and also 17 for Superior. 18 is the current number in Moose Lake, just a hair cooler towards Cloquet and Carleton. 10 Silver Bay, no, 10 Two Harbors. Silver Bay still having some troubles with the reporting station. Iron Range numbers are running into the single digits for the Mesabi, going below 0 already for the Vermilion, already 10 below International Falls. They could drop to 20 below tonight, so cold in the Arrowhead, chilly for the rest of us as we swap out our warm spell for a cold snap, and the transition helping to induce those snow showers, which right now primarily are following the fetch of the lake and hitting the head of the lakes here, and that's why the Twin Ports area, both Duluth and Superior, are getting some of the most vigorous snows for the time being. Still a slight chance for rangers to get a touch, a dusting at best, but the clouds are also trying to rapidly thin out, so we'll see which side wins out. Snow totals by tomorrow morning for the head of the lakes could go 3 to 6 inches from the Twin Ports to Ashland and from Duluth up towards Silver Bay. Trace to 1 inch for the rest of our towns, but that's not the only chance of precip we have. Saturday, it should be cool but sunny thanks to high pressure, but that low goes away down to the south, and a second one comes to call for Sunday, bringing back a 50-50 chance for lighter snows, maybe 1 inch or so. Not a huge deal, but could slick up the roadway, so do travel cautiously this weekend. There's a look at how much snow I think we could get on Sunday, and like I mentioned, about a trace to 1.5 inches. Not that much. Tonight, temperatures drop a lot. 20 below International Falls, 4 above right by the lake, 50% chance for light snow in Minnesota in between. And there's also a 50% shot for northwestern Wisconsin and the UP. Low temps there about 5 below. Tomorrow afternoon's high temps with sunshine for Wisconsin and Michigan will be about 15 to 18. And in Minnesota, I'm thinking about 13 to 16. Sunshine for one day gives way back towards clouds and another light snow chance, as we mentioned, on Sunday. But the high goes back to 25. Do not bask in that glory too long because it steps back a little bit Monday, Tuesday, highs then of only 20. MLK Junior Day Monday, partly sunny with a high of 20. But Wednesday sees an Arctic blast try to push back into our region, plow through the heart of our area, to use dramatic terms, and drop our temperatures as cold as 15 below, especially by Thursday morning.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, speaking of snow, this weekend Duluth will be home to one of the biggest street snowboarding events in the world.
Red Bull Heavy Metal is a fast-paced, free-for-all event that's drawing snowboarders from all over the globe right here in the heart of downtown Duluth.
CBS3's Quinn Gorham takes us behind the scenes of the final days of preparation and talks to a hometown competitor looking to win big.
Brett Stamper, a Duluth native, is used to the well-groomed local slopes and parks of Spirit Mountain and other Minnesota resorts. But this Sunday, he'll join riders from around the world at Red Bull Heavy Metal, a street snowboarding event taking place right here on his home turf.
You know, I haven't done something like this before, but definitely super excited to hit this stuff. It's going to be awesome.
Riders will be able to participate in 3 different unique zones, each of them presenting their own unique terrain. This one that I'm in right here will have riders going over these benches and onto the rail down below. Cascade Park, where the event is being held, has quite a reputation among the street snowboard scene.
I mean, this is like an urban street spot. Like, a lot of people come here, and this is just one of those spots that's like pretty legendary.
Director of videography Ryan Taylor says riders from all over will score points in jam style, meaning everyone will be riding at once. He says it should inspire those riders to push their limits.
With this many people all here just kind of like feeding off of each other, like, I think we're going to see some crazy stuff.
For most, a chance at glory. But for a local like Stamper, an opportunity to make his hometown proud.
I mean, all the fans, everybody's just stoked to see me out here. Yeah, everyone's hyped up.
The event begins around noon on Sunday and is free to attend.
I don't know, guys. That looks really hard.
I can't do that. I'm the last person.
Yeah, you'd have to put me in a bubble before I did that.
I can snowboard, I can ski, but that is the extent. No jumps, no nothing.
No free-for-alls.
I need a lesson on all the above. I can't do any of that, but I need to.
It'll be fun to watch, though.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
And speaking of watching, UMD basketball has been stealing all headlines on the court with their undefeated season, but one UMD basketball player has you covered off the court with his shoe cleaning service. My conversation with UMD junior guard Isaiah Watts coming up.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Stay connected to live local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
At Miners National Bank of Eveleth, we know it takes knowledge, dedication, and teamwork to be the home loan experts. With over 115 years and 4 family generations, we have proven we have the experience to be the best in the business. For your first or next home loan, call the experts you can trust at Miners National Bank. Their teamwork is unmatched, and they will bump out any rough spots along the way. Make your house a home with Miners National Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be here if I thought reverse mortgages took advantage of any American senior. Or worse, that it was some way to take your home.
Learn how homeowners are strategically using a reverse mortgage loan to cover expenses, pay for health care, preserve your portfolio, and so much more.
A reverse mortgage loan isn't some kind of trick to take your home. It's a loan, like any other. Big difference is how you pay it back.
Find out how reverse mortgages really work with AAG's free no-obligation reverse mortgage guide.
With a reverse mortgage, you can pay whatever you can when it works for you. Or you can wait and pay it off in one lump sum when you leave your home.
Discover the option that's best for you. Call today and find out more.
I'm proud to be a part of AAG. I trust them. I think you can too.
Call 800-693-9723.
Dear Lifehouse, when people ask who raised me, I say you.
I was homeless, lost, and alone.
You helped me find my way. You helped me up. I started to believe someone could love me.
I'm doing things I never thought I could.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lifehouse has been rooted in hope for 30 years, with a mission to reconnect homeless and street youth to their dreams. We never give up on our youth. Ever.
Be a little bit brave. Don't ever be afraid to.
We've got a couple questions.
Do you think it's time for schools to reopen?
There is some positive breaking news. We've got a lot of important new information for you and your family.
Doesn't really matter who you are, where you live. You happen to any family.
People reach a crisis moment and they don't see any other way out.
Suicide is the 4th leading cause of death for people ages 25 to 34. People struggle with it every day.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Tiffany. If you or your loved one struggles with their mental health and or thoughts of suicide, no, you are not alone. Reach out for help and talk to someone.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
Winter is in full effect here in the Northland, and it seems like every time we step outside, we dirty our shoes. But don't fret, my friends. There's a solution, and it comes by the way of UMD. I sat down with UMD basketball player Isaiah Watts to talk about his shoe cleaning service. Sheesh. Bless your souls. Over the last decade, the sneaker business has become one of the more popular businesses among young adults. According to NBC News, in 2019, the sneaker reselling market generated $2 billion and is expected to jump to a $30 billion market in the next 10 years. And as the sneaker resale business booms, so does the sneaker cleaning business. And one man on campus has the solution, and that man is UMD senior basketball player Isaiah Watts, who has been cleaning shoes for close to 4 years.
I started cleaning my own shoes
And then from there, I just offered my friends for me to clean their shoes. And then, I mean, it's not like they're going to say no. So I cleaned up their shoes, and then it got to a point where I was like, okay, this is like kind of innovative. Like when it actually started gaining traction, it was probably doing 20 a month. And then recently it's got a lot of traction. There's over break from the 19th through the 24th, which was my availability. I did 19 pairs of shoes.
And innovative it was, from doing 20 pairs a month to now doing 20 pairs a week. Watts had to expand his business here in Duluth as well as to the cities.
How does it expand just on this campus?
I have 3 employees actually. So I have an employee on campus, one of my teammates, Maddie Thompson. I have a friend in the cities, because there's a lot of customers in the cities that ask me like, when are you coming back? Because I'm super busy with basketball. So he's working in the cities for me, and then I have somebody working in Mankato. It's definitely catching traction now, which I love. Yeah, obviously. So it's only been gaining numbers.
And it all comes at a very affordable price.
Base rate guesstimate, $15 for shoe, $5 for laces. And I'm also starting to get into uncreasing shoes, and I also want to start icing shoes, so like lightening the bottoms of the shoes to get out that yellow color.
Is there always like the reaction when they get their shoes back? Is it like someone just got engaged?
Because there's someone who I dropped shoes off to in the cities when I was back from the 19th to the 24th, and she was like, oh my god, almost lost her mind. She was like, oh my god, these look brand new, because I cleaned the whole shoe, so like I did complete shoe cleaning. And she got it back, she was like, oh my god.
So I just had to see for myself the magic of Bless Your Souls. Okay, so I just got to Isaiah's house. I gave him 2 pairs of shoes to clean. Mine were the red and white ones, and then I gave him a coworker's, which were blue and white. Both needed some work. The blue ones definitely needed some more work, as you can see. So I definitely want to see the result of my shoe soles being blessed.
Oh, wow. Okay, so these are... Yeah. Oh. These are way better than
I was able to get a lot out of there.
Yeah.
And then these are yours.
Oh, you cleaned up
fine
dirt and everything? And you did the laces?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, this... For only $15? This is all this?
You like it?
10 out of 10. So if you need your souls blessed, visit our website to find out how to get in touch with Isaiah.
I love that.
An entrepreneur.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. Well, Dave, some people might need to get their boots out for all this snow, huh?
Yeah, winter weather advisory for people living along the shores of Lake Superior overnight tonight. Then sunshine takes over for Saturday, but only for a day. Next round of light snow hits on Sunday, and that means about a trace to 1.5 inches. MLK Junior Day on Monday, partly sunny with a high of 20 above.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.